When I was hired here, I mentioned that I also teach guitar, and I got a guitar program started through Norfolk Public Schools. So I wrote a curriculum. I used the state standards of learning as a guide, and then aligned them to Norfolk Public Schools. So it happened, I think like about 4 years ago. And when I came over here, Ms. Berg said it would be great if we had guitar here. So I asked if there was any funding available, and I contacted Maury Booster Club and told them what I needed and got a yes right away. So, and behind me is all the guitars and a guitar rack that I've been using for the last 2 years to teach guitar here. All I had to do was fill out the form and submit it and wait for a response. And I think it was about a week of turnaround, I'd say, and got a yes pretty quickly. We had a big flooding incident in here, then I lost all the guitars that I had. And so getting these and replaced gave that opportunity to have guitars. So this was a big deal to have all of this and to be able to have many students be able to take the class and play after school. I've taught for Norfolk Public Schools for 6 years, and previously before coming here, I never had this kind of help or funding available, so readily available, to be able to just ask, hey, this is what I need to teach with, and especially something that's extracurricular like the guitar program. That's not always supported in all schools, but here at Maury it was no question. You want to teach it? Let's make it happen.
3, 4, 1, 2. When I first started in 1997, the orchestra was about a little less than 100, and then as I went through my career, it's steadily gotten bigger and bigger. And one year we applied for several violas because we were down, and then the following couple years later we applied for cellos because we needed more because the program was getting bigger and bigger. So I applied for 2 grants since I've been here, maybe 3. And the first grant was for the violas, and the second grant was for the cellos, and they granted them. They paid us in full for the cellos and the violas. So I think we bought like 10 violas and about 7 cellos. So it was quite an extensive amount of money. And
a brand new cello.
Brand new cello. They're about $600 a piece. So we're looking at about 10, 15 kids a year that use those instruments. So it's probably, since it's been, we've had those instruments, it's been about 10 years. So, about 200 students have benefited from within the orchestra itself, but you go beyond the orchestra, you go for concerts and whatnot in the community. So these instruments have been used so many different times in so many different places by so many different kids. So it's very, very valuable.
All right, not bad. The Maury Boosters, a while back when I was still just a counselor, I had written a grant to be able to have scholarship information in all of the classrooms. And so the Boosters very generously, by writing up my proposal to have binders and sleeve fillers, allowed me to be able to purchase the materials to be able to have those binders in all of the senior English classes so that kids could fall back on that. As program leader, the Boosters have helped me tremendously with our orientation program. The funds from the Boosters help support that particular project. The medical program is a magnet program in Norfolk Public Schools. It's been around for over 30 years. And the orientation program I have every year for incoming 9th graders allows the students to come in for a day in August. And in the process, we have things that aren't covered by the budget. For example, the breakfast for the students, lunch for the students, the materials that are used for the scavenger hunt. The monies for all of that fall into sort of a slush fund that I have that I can go out and purchase things sort of serendipitously and then write the receipts, and the Boosters Fund covers that for me, which is a tremendous help. I'm just very appreciative for the Boosters support and the fact that so many people work so very hard to support the Maury community. We are very fortunate. I feel very fortunate to be in the role that I'm in, and I love working with the families and these particular students. So yeah, they're great.
The Boosters are providing teachers with materials that benefit all of our students. So without that, we would have to do without many resources, and I really can't grasp that idea because they are there for us. They encourage us to write grants. When we receive that money in our social studies department, I'm able to disperse that money in a wise fashion to meet the needs of our students. So also, to no lesser degree, the boosters support teachers, and we are the recipients of a beautiful luncheon every year. That is so meaningful. I have to tell you, my husband and friends at other schools don't have boosters, and so when they hear that, they always comment, what a wonderful thing that is to know that you have a body of people supporting the work that you do in this school. It's not done anywhere else in Norfolk. Again, it's very meaningful. So not only are we supported financially, which we're so grateful for, but in all other ways, it's priceless. What can I say? It is priceless.